beautiful, 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 beautiful black people. I hope that all is well in your world and this day will become a very, very successful day for you and all of your wonderful, wonderful, wonderful black loved ones. My beautiful black folks. The name of the company is Gourmet Skin. Gourmet Skin. They are out of Ghana, Africa. Ghana, one of the 53, 54 states or provinces on the African continent. Ghana. It's called Gourmet Skin. Their products, the substances, the chemicals that are encompassing their products are raw, R-A-W. That means that they are edible and they are from a natural organic source. They are pure. That means that, again, they're edible. You can eat those chemicals, substances, products that encompass their skin care products. And thirdly, those natural organic substances are out of the wild, W-I-L-D, of Africa. They're from the wilds of Ghana. Take a look. You can find them online. You can find them on Facebook. Again, it's Gourmet Skin, a black-owned, black-operated company out of Ghana, Africa. In regards to the current PPP program that our fake-ass, criminal-ass federal government have put together. That program had given nonprofit organizations and small businesses false hope of genuinely getting federal assistance. But it ended up becoming a corporate bailout for the big companies, for the rich businesses that did not need it. For example, Shake Shack, $150 million company, have franchises all over the place. They were the ones typical ones that got the PPP bailouts, leaving the small companies with nothing. Believe you me, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters, this was supposed to be small business loans that would be forgiven when and if these small businesses kept their employees on their payroll. The whole damn point of the PPP, Paycheck Protection Program, was to protect the paychecks of employees of small businesses and nonprofits whose entire livelihoods were being threatened overnight by the economic impact of the U.S. government lackluster response to COVID-19. But less than 2 weeks into this program, the Federal Crisis Fund had already run out because these big, profitable businesses had taken all of it. The loans was billed as a lifeboat for the working class, turned into a buoy for the already rich and famous. And you, like me, should be effing pissed off, my beautiful black brothers and sisters. It was kind of like the Oklahoma land rush. You remember that one? So the money went not to those who needed it most, but to those who had the fastest wagons. Basically, those who had existing relationships with the big banks and was able to make a run for it. That's what happened, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. Companies like Chris Steakhouse, Shake Shack, the LA Lakers basketball team. Just a few examples of who was able to swoop in and get that money. And I will say this, as long as our business arena, as long as our political arena, as long as our education arena, as long as our economic system is owned and controlled by white boys, it will be business as usual. Those white boys are a syndicate of criminals. Greed. They're grifters like Trump. They are grifters like Jared Kushner. They are grifters like Mitch McConnell. The American people still have not learned, especially those white folks. They keep voting for these politicians and electing politicians that are criminal-minded, politicians that are already bought and owned by big business, by Wall Street, by the big banks, by Tyson Foods, by JBS Foods, by this moron that does the pillow commercials out of Minnesota. These politicians like Trump, like Mitch McConnell, are owned by these entities. White folks have been socially engineered from birth to hate, to despise, to denigrate black folks, or to denigrate any folks that are not white folks, to the point to now that in every election, white folks, millions of them, in Trump's case, 63 million of them, voted, elected a criminal, when criminals are elected as politicians, those white folks are not victims. They are accomplices of Trump. They are accomplices of the criminal-minded, criminal syndicate Republican Party. They are not doing anything for those voters that are electing them. Nevertheless, these white voters are filled with hate, contentment, anger for black folks and all non-white folks, to the point to where they will consistently vote against their own interests, electing people like Trump, Mitch McConnell, etc. All of those white Congress people, U.S. senators, U.S. Supreme Court justices, Director of Department of Justice like Barr, Mike Pompeo of the State Department, and all of those lackeys that Trump have surrounded himself with, creating a organized, elected crime syndicate headed up out of the white boy house. 63 million white folks voted against their own interests. And the coming election in November of this year, I expect no difference. I still expect 63 million socially engineered, angry, black folks hating white folks to go to the polls in droves to vote for politicians like Trump, Mitch McConnell, etc.